From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.
Good morning. This is Craig Allison with your Morning Pulse for Tuesday, January 13th. Before we get into our stories for the day, the question of the day today was 13% of adults say this is something they always do when they watch TV. What is it? The answer was use closed captions and subtitles. Chanel Taylor and Megan Conway both got it right this morning. A little upset about that, as Tuesdays are already my least favorite day of the week. So we're trying to find the light past this question of the day loss. But if you want to participate, be sure to put your guesses on our 1011 Facebook page, where we'll read off some of your guesses during 1011 this morning and then reveal the answer at the end of the show. But that being said, let's jump right into our local headlines now, starting things off and happening today. State history could be made as the legislature prepares to take a vote on the expulsion of Senator Dan McEwen. This comes after a hearing yesterday where the unicameral's executive board voted unanimously to send a resolution for the senator's expulsion to the floor. The hearing lasted just over 2 hours, with Senator McEwen's attorney taking up more than an hour. His argument: McEwen has completed sensitivity training, apologized, and shouldn't be expelled based on, quote, disputed allegations. This stems from a report McEwen inappropriately touched a female staffer at a party last year. He was cited for a misdemeanor public indecency in October, though he has pled not guilty. Take a listen now to how the board addressed these allegations at yesterday's hearing.
Senator McEwen's actions have created a perception of hostile workplace, with staff from other senators expressing fear about being in proximity to him, disrupting the collaborative environment central to our legislative work.
And so during today's session, the legislature will debate McEwen's expulsion, then take a vote. Committee Chair Ben Hansen hopes the discussion will be objective, adding it will be McEwen's chance to either change hearts and minds or solidify them. If the vote passes, McEwen would be ousted from the Nebraska legislature, making him the first senator to face this kind of punishment. As soon as that vote is taken, you can learn the result on our 1011 Now News app, so be sure to stick with us for this developing story. Your second story in our crime tracker: Husker wrestler AJ Ferrari went before a judge yesterday after being arrested on a warrant out of Texas. He's now out on bond, awaiting extradition back to his home state. At the hearing, his attorney says he was on his way to Omaha to fly to Texas and then resolve the warrant. Ferrari is wanted for evading arrest in Collins County, Texas. We have reached out to Texas officials for more details on this warrant. Nebraska State Patrol says Ferrari was taken into custody Saturday after being pulled over for speeding on I-80 near Waverly. His next court date is February 17th. Also happening today, several state leaders will gather to recognize January as Human Trafficking Awareness Month and detail efforts made over the past year to combat human trafficking here in Nebraska. Governor Pillen, Attorney General Mike Hilgers, and NSP Superintendent Brian Waugh will make the address in the Capitol. Hilgers is expected to release the 2025 Nebraska Human Trafficking Task Force report, which will contain statistics on human trafficking arrests over the past year, among other info. So be sure to stick with the 1011 Now app, as well as us on Roku, to keep you updated on this. Your fourth story: Lincoln City Council members approved a new zoning proposal to ease restrictions for opening new childcare facilities.
And we also understand it's really hard to start a small business regardless of the business model it is, and early childhood seems to be overly difficult to start that business. So anything we can do to make it easier for folks to get out and open up facilities in their homes or even large centers.
That was Sandra Washington with the Lincoln City Council. The proposal was approved unanimously, and childcare facilities, both larger ones and in-home providers, will see their maximum capacities increase. It also allows more flexibility for zoning and parking, which the city hopes will encourage new facilities to open. We've previously spoken with Lincoln Littles about the impact of this decision, and that story can be found on our website. Your fifth story this morning and happening today: we're less than a month out from the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympic Games. And today, one Nebraska senator is holding a ceremony to honor the athletes competing in Italy from the Cornhusker State. Senator Rick Holcroft made the proclamation to honor the athletes. Proclamation ceremony will happen in the state capitol at 9 a.m. this morning, and we'll be there to capture it. The Olympic Games opening ceremony in Italy is set for Friday, February 6th. And wrapping things up with your final story this morning, Lincoln's Hub Cafe celebrated its 10-year anniversary with an open house event. The restaurant was founded a decade ago by the Dittman family, who also ran Branched Oak Farm north of Lincoln. Now, using their operation to supply the cafe with dairy products, the current owners have been at the helm for nearly 3 years, continuing the farm-to-table tradition by sourcing most of their ingredients from local farmers and producers. They say the heart of the business has always been its connection to the community.
You know, you get to this point and you're like, how did we even get here? It's tough because people don't have that mindset of wanting to get food from local farmers. So we're trying to be kind of a showcase for what you can do with local produce.
The Hub Cafe also hosts a weekly summer farmers market every year and helps put on the Hub and Soul outdoor concert series featuring local artists. The owners say they're excited for the next 10 years and for continuing to grow with the Lincoln community. That's going to be your news for this live edition of Morning Pulse, and we'll wrap things up with a look at your 7-day. Be sure to head outside. This is one of our last nice days before we get to that consistent winter weather. But before we end things out, send things over to Brandon Rector.
Good Tuesday morning. Meteorologist Brandon Rector with you in the 1011 Severe Weather Center. It is going to be a mostly cloudy to cloudy and breezy day, mild as well. Winds will be out of the northwest, 15 to 25, gusting up to 35 miles per hour. This afternoon into the evening, there is a chance of rain, about a 20 to 40% chance, with that best chance right around Valentine, Ainsworth, Thedford, through Broken Bow, Ord, and down towards Grand Island, Kearney, Hastings, York, and Hebron. And then that chance, probably about 20 to 30% as we go through the majority of the evening tonight. Not expecting much out of this rain, a trace to about 1/10 of an inch at best. By noon, temperatures will be in the 50s. At 4, we're in the upper 40s to low 60s. And by 8 this evening, it's going to be in the 40s. In Lincoln for today, this will be our warmest day the rest of the week with a high temperature this afternoon around 60.
From the 1011 Now Alert Center, this is Morning Pulse.